It's Jack from B&T MacFarlane. Today we're going to answer a very common question that we get, and it's if you should be getting a backhoe from the time of purchase on your tractor. So let's get into it. A very common question and a huge purchase that first-time tractor buyers and tractor buyers alike have to make is if they should be getting a backhoe from the time of purchase on their tractor. There's definitely some cost-saving benefits in not getting a backhoe where you can use that money to apply it to other implements, but there's also some huge benefits to get the backhoe from the time of purchase. And we're gonna go in some of the pros and cons of why you might consider getting a backhoe. I'm standing in between two tractors here. The one on my left is a BX2380, and the one on my right, that is gonna be a BX23s. These tractors, they are identical in size, but there's one key difference between them. The BX23s, it has a backhoe on the back of it. So it's the only tractor in the BX lineup that you can actually put a backhoe on, and that's going to be a huge purchasing decision from the time of purchase, is if you're going to get a backhoe when deciding on your BX lineup. It's the only tractor in Kubota's lineup, other than some of your construction pieces, that a backhoe cannot be added down the road. So this is about a $7,000 Canadian investment that you do have to make right from the start. If you opt to get your BX2380, just know that you cannot add a backhoe down the road, and that goes for the BX1880, 2380, and 2680. So if you ever see yourself needing a backhoe down the road within your BX lineup, you do have to opt for that BX23s. With that being said too, there are some cost-saving benefits. Like I mentioned, it's about $7,000 to upgrade from this package here over to your BX23s, and that's huge. I mean, $7,000, that's a ton of implements for the rear of your tractor. That's even a front snowblower for the front of it too. So you need to weigh your pros and cons and what kinds of things you want to put into your financing if you're going that route too, because if you look at it, that kind of money, if you finance it over the 0% for 6 years, the monthly payments, they're not too bad if you do see yourself using that backhoe. Moving away from the BX lineup, looking at this B2601, you are able to put a backhoe on this tractor as well, but it's one of those things that on any tractor that's larger than a BX, you are able to add it down the road, but that also has its limitations too. If you get a B2601 and you financed it and you want to go back and get the backhoe down the road, you cannot put it on the same financing as the tractor. You would either have to pay for it outright or open up an entire new policy with Kubota to get it financed through them. And you run the risk too, if you get a B2601 and then say you want to wait 5-6 years, Kubota, they may have upgraded backhoe models or maybe discontinued the backhoe that was actually going on the B2601. So you could have a pretty challenging time finding that backhoe down the road as well. And just like finding a used loader on Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji, it's very difficult to find a backhoe that will have the proper subframe mount to fit on your tractor. All of the backhoes that we sell at this dealership will be frame mounted backhoes. So what that means is that whenever you buy the backhoe, there's going to be a subframe that extends underneath the tractor and basically reinforces the backhoe onto the actual frame of the tractor itself, making it able to sit a little bit tighter to the back of the tractor. Also gives it a lot more strength and a lot more power when you're actually using it. If you're looking online, you will see something that's called a 3-point hitch backhoe. These I probably wouldn't recommend unless you're on a very tight budget or you're not really using it on very heavy applications. And it's just because when a backhoe sits on your 3-point hitch, it ends up sticking out significantly further off the back of the tractor, and it doesn't have the same subframe support that goes underneath the tractor. So you can actually put yourself in a position where you could physically snap your tractor in half or potentially break the back axle of your tractor. Getting a backhoe on your tractor, it can be a huge advantage because you end up saving on rental costs throughout the summer and throughout the months that you will be using it. But then again, it is going to be a huge cost up front. So on a BX, it's going to be in the neighborhood of about $7,000 all the way up to about $15,000 if you wanted to add one to a larger MX series tractor, even an L6060 tractor. There's also some huge advantages to get the backhoe from the time of purchase with the tractor. You're able to include it with your 0% financing, make it all one payment with your tractor. There are also some discounts buying the backhoe with the tractor. On some of the models, you could potentially save $500-600 just by getting the backhoe at the same time as the tractor, where you would be missing on those discounts if you got it down the road. But then you can look at the flip side of the coin too. If you don't see yourself ever really needing a backhoe or you don't have any backhoe projects in your future timeline with the tractor, then you can put that money towards more and better implements that you probably would use and get more use out of. With that being said, I just want to thank you guys for watching. If you need help with parts, sales, or service, give us a call at 613-225-0555. Thank you.